Hello, my name is Bita Pourvash, Assistant Curator at the Aga Khan Museum. The painting that I'm highlighting today is a 17th century painting from India that showcases a gathering, a kind of a formal gathering outside, but in a not a very usual setting, a tree house. Paintings that illustrate scenes from gatherings outside, in a garden or a meadow, were one of the favorite subjects and a recurrent theme in painted manuscripts from Iran and India. While in many cases these gatherings were for leisure purposes, but also many of them illustrate formal meetings, such as that of a king and his advisors, or a father and his son, or a meeting of a lover and a beloved, such as this example from the Kulliyat of Sadi, which is currently on display at the Aga Khan Museum. In picturing outdoors, there are certain elements that the painter would have used to set the scene if this gathering is in a garden versus an open field meadow. Having structure such as pavilion similar to this painting mostly suggests that the event was happening in a courtyard, garden, or a more intimate setting. In these instances, there are usually other elements that are also present in the painting that point to the built structure of the environment, such as a pool and a fountain, which we see here in this example and also in the next painting, which is from Shahnameh. Or, for example, tiled flooring, similar to this folio from Divan of Sultan Ibrahim Mirza, also points to the more of a garden setting. On the other hand, having a portable structure such as a tent, similar to these examples, usually suggests that the painting illustrates an event that was happened in a camp, could be military encampments or a royal camp that was set up for hunt or as a summer shelter. Going back to our painting, the meetings seem to happen in a natural setting of a meadow or a pasture with horses grazing on the upper right corner of the painting. While gathering at a tree house might not be as common as a meeting in a regular pavilion on a raised platform, however, there are other examples of such paintings that survive in different collections. For example, a 16th century double frontispiece painting from a manuscript of Yusuf and Zuleikha of Jami, which is at the David collection, or a painting from the Divan of Anvari at Harvard Art Museum, and also the well-known folio from the Muraqqah Gulshan in the collection of the Golestan Palace in Iran, which probably might have been used as a source of influence for the painting that we're discussing today. This album includes several examples of outdoor gatherings, and in this particular painting, Prince Akbar is portrayed presenting a painting which is the exact replica of this painting to his father Humayun, the Mughal Emperor of India. Here, the father and the son are both portrayed sitting in a tree house, which is part of the courtyard and connected to the building next to it where the musicians are playing. This painting is signed by Abdul Samad, the Safavid court artist who accompanied Humayun from Iran to India and continued his work at the Mughal court workshop. He was also engaged by Humayun to teach painting to Prince Akbar. The type of a tree that is used for setting the tree house in these paintings that we discussed seem to be, in all cases, oriental plane tree, which is known as chenar. This tree favored in hot climates for the large shade and coolness that it can provide. It grows to 30 meters or 98 feet or more and has impressive longevity of more than 1,000 years. The character portrayed in this painting so far has been identified as Alexander the Great, known as Iskandar in Persian literature, who has been present in various versions of Iskandarnameh, also known as Adventure Tales of Iskandar, from at least Sasanian time. This identification as Alexander is partly for the type of helmet that the character is wearing in this painting, which is in a classical form, also engraved with an image of a horse. There is also another painting, most probably from the same manuscript or album, in the collection of San Diego Museum of Art that illustrates the same character, but this time sitting in a fork of a plane tree. There are 6 verses at the backside of this album folio that belong to the Kharadnameh Iskandari, completed in 1484-1485 by the Persian poet Jami. Kharadnameh is divided into 27 units, which each unit contains short tales about Iskandar and words of wisdom from Greek philosophers. The verses here are from the section called Hekayatnameh Boghrad, or Accounts of Hippocrates, and the story that immediately follows these verses is about a Greek philosopher and his foolish son. So overall, what we certainly know about this painting is that considering the helmet and also the details of the outfit, such as the square cut in the front, this all points to the Greek background of the character. But while he has so far been identified as Alexander, this question remains that is there any possibility that he is actually a Greek philosopher that being portrayed here rather than the Alexander himself?